it's your boy D Valo back with some more boxing. I'm still on April the 22nd. We got here in front of us Jermell Charlo. The Iron Man will be fighting Charles Hatley to defend his WBC Super World Middleweight title. No, welterweight title, Super Welterweight title. Sorry. So yeah, Jermell Charlo, who I had to get the names right. There's Jermell Charlo and there's Jamel Charlo. They're both 26 years of age, but Jermell Charlo, this one in front of us, has 28 wins. They're both in the same weight division, but this Charlo brother here had 28 wins because he started off his career in 2007. The other guy started off in 2008. The only difference between him and his brother is his brother's a bit taller. This guy's 5'11", so he's going to be versing Charles Hatley. And he says that Charles Hatley has never fought anyone on my level of competition. And I tried to find Charles Hatley's fights. Charles Hatley's fights. Couldn't find these fights because the last time this guy fought was back in 2015, where even the YouTube videos were looking all grainy. And I couldn't really find much of his material, but I did see him get knocked out. You always manage you don't see their most recent fights, but you'll definitely see when he got knocked out, because he's been knocked out in the first round by this guy. He was a shorter guy, and I hit him with an overhand, and that guy was just quite elusive. He was up and down, up and down. But talking about Jermell Charlo first, he's just like these Charlo brothers. Both of these Charlo brothers, they're big, tall, strong, accurate, and technically sound. And out of the two, I'd maybe say, like, after watching both of them, I think Jermell Charlo brother, the other one, is because he's slightly bigger, and I think he's fought the better guys. But Jermell Charlo he's had the more fights, and I think he fights more people that are of his height, because it's dangerous when you're fighting someone shorter than you, because there's a chance that they're fighting to, like, infighting and over the top. But for the bigger guy, like, you would expect them to win. So with Jermell Charlo, he fights the dangerous shorter guys, but wins because he knocks them out, like Julian Williams. But Jermell Charlo, the fights that I've seen him, the last 3 fights in fact I've seen him fight, are all guys which are similar sort of heights, and he's 5'11", so he's shorter. He's a little bit shorter, so the guys that he's fighting are going to be around about the same height as him in the super welterweight division. So it's like they have the same style, but because he's fighting someone of the same height, he also goes to the body and then goes up to the head, and he has to fight like, it's the full package when you're against someone that's your height. There's no way that you can hide any faults or anything when you're fighting someone your height. So anyway, yeah, this guy Charles Hatley is his height as well, so we'll be able to see what goes on. But I think he's gonna win this straight. I think he will win this because Charles Hatley, it's true what Jamel says. He hasn't fought anyone of his competition. He hasn't been in the ring since 2015. A lot of things have changed, and if he hasn't fought since 2015, then he's going to be rusty. Whatever he's been doing in the gym, he's going to be rusty. And Jermell Charlo here is just coming off from his KO victory over John Jackson, so he's like in it. This was back in 2016, so yeah, it was last year, but he's still kind of fresh in terms. He's coming off a KO victory in it, so he would have been like improved himself from that, and now he's ready for his next fight now. So yeah, it's mad how these two brothers are actually in the same weight class, and they're both like undefeated with a similar sort of fights. But yeah, Jermell Charlo versus Charles Hatley, which is going to be happening on the 22nd of April on the same Andre Berto and Sean Porter undercard. But yeah, it's crazy how they're in the same weight class, but they're both very good. As I said, big, tall, strong, accurate, powerful, and technically sound. So I reckon you will get another knockout victory here, since the blueprint of Hatley on the canvas is already there. I think he's open. If you go to the body, if you're a bit elusive, even as a taller guy, if you're elusive, don't let him get him into his rhythm, and hit him to the body, keep him surprised, and then hit him really sharply, then you knock him out. Because look at that Jermell Charlo. Wow. If you've seen that his last fight, Jermell Charlo, this guy's brother, he knocked Julian Williams out with that uppercut, and it was just like one shot. It was mad. It was crazy. Just one shot, one uppercut, and it ended the fight. He was hurt, and then he just rampaged him. So these brothers are very accurate. So I reckon he'll beat Hatley, because I feel like he's the more skilled fighter. But yeah, it's big things in the super middleweight division for these two brothers. I think a lot of people have been sleeping on the Charlo brothers. Not a lot of media attention, but now that they're both coming up there and they're both champions, everyone should find out a bit more of them. So this is the first time I'm covering the Charlo brothers on my channel, but I'm covering Jamel first, and then I'll cover Jamel afterwards. There was all talks of him moving to middleweight to fight GGG and to fight people at the top. So yeah, you probably have heard of Jermell Charlo because he's been shouting at GGG because he's moving to middleweight. But yeah, this is Jermell Charlo. They're both similar ages, but he's actually had more fights. So yeah, Jermell Charlo versus Charles Hatley. I reckon he'll win this KO victory. It's your boy D-Velo. What do you think of him? Because I think he's going to win. What do you think? Drop it in the comments. It's your boy D-Velo, and I'm on to the next one.